So the Lions are 7-2. That ties with the best record they've had in the Super Bowl era with 93 in 2014 Detroit Lions. Massive win yesterday, Peter. What do you think?
Not all that was massive, huh?
Some quote.
All right.
Listen, there's many ways to say that, Jared.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of. He just said no subtlety whatsoever. No. What the hell?
Cojones would even.
I like it. Goff showed us like a little personality, right?
Sure,
He's
you're right,
a little
Sean.
vanilla. That's
right.
cool.
It's Dan Campbell was awesome, and that's a key thing. Like it's 38-38. They're in field goal range, so you kick a field goal and you make it 41-38, and then the Chargers have time to come back, and they haven't stopped Herbert all day, so that. They go for it on 4th and 2, and that's why Goff is saying that and why he's using those terms. I'm blown away by this offensive attack by the Lions. We knew they were going to be good this year. We knew they were going to be high-powered. I don't think we expected this. You look at 41 points, you look at total yards, you look at yards per play, you look at passing yards. They were the best offense in football. This is the single game team rankings this season. They're the best team all season. They've been just doing it. And, you know, Ben Johnson was a hot name going into the coaching, carousel last year.
Yeah.
He took his name out of it. He said, I'm not taking any of these jobs. I'm not going to go on any of these more of these interviews. I'm good. I'm going to come back with this team. Has anyone, solidified their stock? He's going to be the first pick as far as teams looking to hire a head coach. 38 years old. Just has this team running on all cylinders. They lost Amon-Ra St. Brown for a lot of the season. They lost Gibbs at one point. They lost Montgomery. Yesterday was the first time they had their full offensive line back since week 5. I love this Lions offense. And, as much as we, lamented that loss to the Ravens, they've gotten off the mat. And they said, you know what, that was a one-week thing. And this game here, they go on the road to L.A., and I know there's a lot of Lions fans. This offense couldn't be stopped. The 4th down calls, the non-4th down calls. I love what the Lions do on offense. And guess what? As much as we love defense in this league, it's still an offensive league. They're 7-2. I mean, we don't realize it soon enough. They might be hosting not only a playoff game, they might be the 1 seed. This could all be possible for the Lions. Congrats to those guys. They went on the road and they won an awesome game.
Yeah, 533 yards of total offense in SoFi Stadium. It was pretty impressive. And Dan Campbell, it wasn't just the 4th and 2 at the end of the game. It was the 4th and 5 you showed with the run play. The Lions went for 4th down conversion 5 times in this game. They got 4 of them, 4 for 5. So that just tells you what Dan Campbell's mindset was. We're going for it. And I think it's all because of the trust he has in his quarterback. And when you look at Jared Goff and the way that he played, obviously going back into SoFi Stadium, he played there, as a Ram, and I'm sure there was some nostalgia there, but he had one of his best games of the season on the road. That's not easy to do. And look, we're showing all these big plays right here. But to me, when you look at Goff and the way that he played and with the game on the line, on the 4th and 2 call, he didn't call another run play. He put the ball in his hands. He said, look, I trust you to make the throw. Jared Goff did not miss. Every single opportunity, every single throw, he put the ball on the money, whether it was Laporta, whether it was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He led this team, and I think we're all kind of still rooting for this Detroit Lions team. They're doing something that I don't think this generation of Lions fans has ever seen before. Starting out 7-2 like this, it's been a long time since that happened, and I got to give Goff his flowers.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture over your shoulders right there of him. He looks really cool. He looks like Maximus. That's like the conquering general.
Yep.
And
win the
Jared
crowd.
Goff, I don't know if you 20 minutes ago, was a punchline. Sean McVay cast him off. He didn't want him. He divorced him. I can't play with this guy anymore. You were so bad in the Super Bowl. And not only does he get traded to Detroit, which looks like Siberia at the time, he has to sit there and watch Matthew Stafford just cruise to a Super Bowl doing his job, having what was supposed to be his parade. Jared Goff is cruising right now. He's inexplicably suddenly one of the coolest guys in the league, one of the most respected guys in the league. And to Peter's point, a guy who's going to be playing playoff games probably at home. Look, we'll see what happens with injuries. I think this is like a 13-4 team.
It could be.
They're going to drop a couple games, but they're a 13-4 team. And I'm just so glad. The Baltimore thing was really, really ugly.
Yeah.
But who gives a damn? Find me a team that doesn't lay an egg. Look at the Chiefs against the Broncos. Look at San Francisco for a whole month. The Eagles lost. The Giants, fine. I don't care if you lose. Everybody's going to lose. It's too hard. The next week you get up, you beat the Raiders in the last Josh McDaniels game, and now you just go toe-to-toe with the Chargers. And Campbell afterwards was like, look, we're never, ever going to feel bad about a win. I know the defense sucked today. I know we couldn't stop anybody. You got the win. You're the Lions. You're 7-2 and very, very exciting. We'll schedule peak and all that stuff. I already peaked. It's nothing. It's a bunch of Bears and stuff. It's nothing.
Can I just jump in that like that 4th and 2 at the end? I got a lot of people on Twitter being like, yeah, but if they didn't make it, you would have been the same person killing him. Like, no, you go for it on this one because of the situation, because they can't stop the Chargers. So he knows his defense isn't stopping. Like, that's a strategic thing. That's not just, I'm Dan Campbell and I'm gonna just let it all hang out.
Yeah.
Strategy. We haven't stopped him all day. Let's never let them get back on the field.
Not our day on defense.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to that. It's not just analytics. It's like, no, we feel for the game, and that's what Dan Campbell's got.
Once again, Dan Campbell proves that he is not just a caricature. He is a mood, he is a vibe, and he's authentic. Kyle, I know you like authenticity. That is like the most important quality that you find in people. Every highlight, if you're just watching this show and you're curious, what happened in Lions Chargers last night? You see Dan Campbell fist pumping, going for it several times, 4 for 5 on 4th downs in that game. And you see Brandon Staley, and this is unfortunate, chewing his gum and kind of looking pensive. And like, that's the Staley mood. But who at this point would you rather be playing for in terms of energy and guys that you have fight for? Dan Campbell is everything that he has talked about in his arrival as a head coach, and now he is living it out. His team is embodying it. His quarterback is feeling himself. Everything is an absolute mood. Speaking of scheduling, Peak, I hear you on the good, easy. The last 3 weeks, it's Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
I guess, yeah, the Vikings
gracious.
really matter now. It's true, and the Cowboys are good. I like the scheduling pick. I thought that was hilarious, the Dan Campbell personality. So Metallica played Ford Field this weekend.
Oh.
Nice.
They were at the Lions' home while the Lions were gone, and I don't have it. Maybe we'll show by the end of the show. James Hetfield, the lead singer of Metallica, went to Dan Campbell's office and took a picture waving at him in front of the Dan Campbell nameplate. That's got to kill Campbell. Got to just destroy him, man.
You couldn't play the Troubadour this weekend.
I know. They ain't playing the Troubadour, Peter. That would have been good, though. I like that you know that place.
Good impersonation.
I like the Troupe. Well, it's awesome.